Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox with another episode of the FCPA Compliance and Ethics Report. Today, I'm extremely pleased to have Eddie Kogan, the President and CEO of Catellus Software, visiting with me today about one of the what I think is more fabulous tools that are available for the compliance practitioner in putting together a best practices compliance program.
I spent many years in e-discovery and investigations in the forensic world, and the idea there was to develop more and more sophisticated search engines to try to find the needle in the haystack. And clearly, with the evolution not just of more communications and more data, but the extension of those across multimedia and social media means that trying to make a better mousetrap really is not the answer. So I took a step back and said, is there another way of approaching this? And what we invested in 6-7 years ago now, when we founded Catellus, is to look at different ways of filtering down content, not just using keywords. And the idea was, people who commit fraud or bribery or who steal information and create these collaborative groups, they all know each other pretty well. So the premise was, could you look at large volumes of communications data and uncover the key relationships within that really represent how a company does business? Because those key friendships and relationships really uncover for you, the connectivity that people have, the trust that people have to get stuff done, good stuff and potentially bad stuff. So we got our patents and we launched technology primarily originally in the investigative world. We've now done, I'd say, almost 500 plus investigations. Were used extensively globally by the likes of Ernst & Young, PricewaterhouseCoopers, corporations such as Tyco, who use us heavily in FCPA. And I think probably the pinnacle of our success in investigations came recently when the FBI invited us to speak at the global cyber terrorism event in New York recently. So that's really where we began. And the idea there was to first find the people and the connections that matter, and then within that reduce corpus, then to begin to focus on the content that you are most interested in. And what we're able to do now in investigations is to pretty much uncover key evidence and key data within 24 hours of any investigation, which is really almost 1/10 the time it would normally take using keywords and all the rest of it. And the report that we generate really helps counsel and security and compliance understand their risks more quickly. To your point in terms of detection and prevention and how the company evolved, we've had so much experience looking at the typical behaviors associated with fraud and insider trading and bribery and conflicts of interest and IP theft, that really there are behavioral signatures associated with this. And what we found is that change in relationships and change in behavior is a leading indicator of risk. And if you can deploy that in risk monitoring and risk oversight, you can help enrich existing compliance programs and help them uncover risk before it becomes a problem, before you get to the point where you have actually bribery, because by then, you have not just the business and operational problems, but you have tremendous regulatory issues at that stage. But if you can uncover breaches in policy, IP theft, fraud, conflicts of interest, ex-employees working for partners, all these sorts of things, if you can uncover them early and gain more control over that environment, you can considerably reduce your risk profile. I mean, I don't think you can get rid of risk completely, but you can considerably reduce it. And even maybe equally important, you have a degree of robustness in your compliance program whereby if the regulators ask you, you can demonstrate that not only did you have a program in place, but the program was dynamic. And as things changed, your program and what you did and how you conducted your assessments were changed by how your company actually did business. And that feedback loop, I think, is probably what I would call the beginning of the next generation of compliance software, which is not just driven from the center out, but also driven from the extremities of your business back in. Excellent, Tom. Thank you for the opportunity to chat with you.
Okay.
Catellus provides an end-to-end third-party management system or integrate seamlessly with any tools that you may have already deployed. Please visit us at www.catelas.com to schedule a demonstration of our software.